Hey friends, and welcome to the Girl Means Business podcast. I'm your host, Kendra Swalls, a photographer and educator on a mission to help you find your passion, power, and purpose through entrepreneurship. So let's jump right into today's episode because this girl means business. Hey ladies, and welcome back to the Girl Means Business podcast. Today, we are going to be talking about my latest obsession, Clubhouse. It's the new social media craze that everybody's talking about. We're going to dive into what it is, how you can set it up, how to get started, and how to use it for your business. And the all important question of, should you be using it for your business? But before we get into all those details, I want to tell you about a really cool new program that one of my past guests, Katie Fisher, has just launched. If you go back and listen to episode 94, Getting Financially Organized with Katie Fisher, she told us all of these amazing tips for getting our finances in order for our business. And now she's created a new program called QuickBook for Creatives. So if you're sick and tired of feeling overwhelmed by your bookkeeping, or you're just avoiding it altogether, you don't have to be anymore, because Katie is going to walk you through all the things you need to get organized and on top of your finances. The QuickBook for Creatives program includes 12 video training units that teaches you everything you need to know to move from limited bookkeeping systems, or no system at all, to a legitimate money management system in QuickBooks Online. It also includes a Facebook community where you can get support and accountability from other members, and a 12-month Trello board with monthly, quarterly, and yearly bookkeeping checklists to help you stay on top of everything. She talks about income from Shopify, PayPal, cash transactions, Etsy shops, all the things. She talks about expenses, how to track them, how to sync them, how to handle subcontractors, sales tax and mileage, tracking your mileage using mileage apps, and then end of the month and yearly reports. So reconciliations, profit and loss, balance sheets, all the things. You're going to learn how to enter all your income and expenses quickly and accurately. You'll know how much money you have from month to month, and you'll be ready for tax time and confident going into your tax appointment. But the best part, guys, this is not going to cost you hundreds or even thousands of dollars. She's offering this program for just $67. That is a steal. So I am going to include the link to that in the show notes so that you can just quickly click on it, learn more, and get signed up today. Again, that's QuickBook for Creatives from our show friend, Katie Fisher. I'm so excited for y'all to check it out. Okay, so let's get into today's topic of Clubhouse. So you've probably seen people posting about it on Facebook or Instagram, talking about it, sharing reels over Clubhouse topics or funny little inside jokes about it. And you've wondered, what is it? Do I really need it? And do I have time for a whole nother social media platform? So today, my goal with this episode is to really break down who this app is for, so that if you are on the fence and you're trying to decide, do I really want to invest in another social media platform? Is it going to be right for me before I put all this time and effort and energy to it? I want to make sure that this episode helps give you clarity on that. So I want to kind of walk you through a little bit about not only what Clubhouse is and how it can benefit your business, but help you decide, is it really a good fit for you or not? So let's start with, what is Clubhouse? So Clubhouse is this new social media platform that is still in its very early stages. It's only been around for a couple of months. It's in beta mode. So it's not even open to the public just yet, meaning you have to be invited onto the app. So when members sign up or they get invited onto the app, they are given invites to share, and they earn invites by being active on the app. Those invites can be sent out to their friends. Your contacts list is synced to the app so that if someone you know that's on your contact list signs up, you'll get notified and you can invite them onto the app. It is also only for iPhone users currently. Now, they are working with, at the time of this recording, a developer to help create an Android version. But at this time, it is currently for iPhone and Apple product users only. Now, eventually, this app will become public and anyone will be able to sign up, get an account, and join without having to be invited. So just know that as time goes on, This is not how this app is always going to be. It will not always be exclusive to invite only. And they are planning to open it up to all devices in the future. So if you are an Android user or you haven't received an invite yet, don't worry. This episode can still give you some clarity and insight as to, do you really want to even be going in that direction for your business? Let's start with, what is Clubhouse? So if you have not heard or you've not been invited to the app yet, Clubhouse is the new social media platform that is completely audio based. There are no video, there is no text that you can just type in, there's no images. It's clearly just audio only. So you go into the app and there's these rooms that people have created around all different types of topics. And you can choose to go into rooms and listen to what they have to say. You can raise your hand and be brought up to the stage to speak and become part of the conversation. It reminds me a little bit of those old school call-in radio shows where you'd have like a panel of hosts that were hosting this radio show, and people could call in and ask questions. You'd have an actual conversation. And that's the beauty of Clubhouse, is that this last year has taught us that we all really crave connection, like real, strong, personal connection. And Clubhouse has filled a gap that other platforms like Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and Twitter have not filled, because it allows you to have a two-way conversation. On Instagram and Facebook, you've got like Facebook Lives and Instagram Lives and IGTV and Reels and TikTok and all these things where you can create video, which is amazing, but it's not a two-way conversation. You are not getting to speak directly one-on-one with somebody or in a group with somebody and have a real-time conversation. Even if you're doing Facebook Lives, you're reading comments that people are adding. You're not having a back and forth conversation. Whereas in Clubhouse, people are coming into these rooms, they're having conversations where they get to have clarity and they get to clarify their questions and reframe things and go off on directions that they normally would not have gone off on if it had been a written question with no clarification, no background, nothing. And they're just giving a one-off answer. This makes it way more personal, interactive than any other social media platform has done thus far. So the question becomes, is this something that you can use in your business? Is this something that your business could benefit from? So let me answer that question in a couple of different ways. For me as a business owner, Clubhouse was something I immediately jumped on the bandwagon for, because I am somebody who enjoys talking. It's why I have a podcast. It's why I love connecting with people in person and over Zoom calls, because I love having that personal conversation, that connecting piece, that when I can get into a space with somebody and have those conversations, I feel like the connection and the relationship I've created is so much stronger than it could ever be through an email or a voice message or anything like that. And so Clubhouse fills that for me. And it's allowed me to meet people that I would never have met before, people that I'm discovering, people that I'm getting into rooms with, people that I would not have even known existed in the world of business ownership or life in general had I not been in Clubhouse. Now, could I have discovered them on Instagram as well? Maybe, if I was searching for hashtags or I happened to come across one of their posts in the discovery page. But Clubhouse takes all of those people that you might find by doing a hashtag search on Instagram, it puts them into a room together, and it allows you to hear their stories. It allows you to hear more about their background, about the things that they're struggling with. There's so much more to it than what you would get if you were just looking at someone's social media feed. And so for me, that's been a huge benefit of being on Clubhouse. And on the flip side of that, it has allowed me to become more discoverable as well. So it has allowed me to be in front of more people that I would normally be in front of on a regular basis. It has allowed people to get to know me as a person is outside of my brand. It has allowed people to hear what I have to share and hear what I have to say, to listen to me speak, to see me in rooms over and over and over again, to find me on Instagram. And my Instagram following has gone up about 600 followers in the last 2 months, which if I had been doing that without Clubhouse, it probably would have taken me about a year to get to that number, that increase. Whereas with Clubhouse, it's only taken me 2 months. And that's been a huge part of it for my business as well. And these are people who are qualified, quality followers. That means that they are going to be active on my page. They're engaging, they are commenting, they're sharing, they're liking, all those things. And that's the thing, is that it doesn't matter how many followers you have. And I know you've heard me say this before, and you've heard other people say this before. It doesn't matter how many followers you have if they're not quality followers. And so in the last 2 months, my engagement on my Instagram has gone up. The number of story views and reel views have gone up. Even my podcast downloads have increased. And some of you listening to this may have found me from Clubhouse. If so, I would love to know. I think that it's been such an amazing tool for just getting out there and putting your information out there and sharing value. It is one more way for you to make personal connections. I'm all about the relationship building. You have to build relationships with your audience. And Clubhouse does it in a way that none of the other social platforms are currently doing. And that alone, I feel like, makes it a really powerful business tool.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
If you've been listening to the Girl Means Business podcast for any amount of time, then you know my love of email marketing runs deep. Not only is it a great way to generate new leads, but it's one of the most effective methods for nurturing warm leads and turning them into sales. Now, over the years, I've tested several email platforms, and my favorite by far is Flowdesk. Not only do they make email marketing simple and easy, even for the technically challenged, but they have everything you need to create stunning emails, capture leads, make sales, and automate the entire process, giving you time back in your busy day. And the cherry on top is you're only charged one flat fee no matter how many subscribers you have. So while other platforms will increase your price when you go over your pricing tier limit, Flowdesk has no price increases or hidden fees. If you're ready to give Flowdesk a try, click the link below in the show notes to save 50% off your first year. Let Flowdesk help you design emails people will love. Click the link below and check it out. I have a feeling you're going to love it just as much as I do. Okay, so let's look at who benefits from being on Clubhouse. I've heard some people say that, it's only for people who are coaches or people who are looking to, work with other business owners. And that's just not necessarily true. It is for anybody who owns a business. If you are a personal trainer, I've seen people on there who have travel businesses. I've seen people who are pet trainers, who have MLM companies, who sell a physical product, jewelry, clothing, skincare, real estate agents. There's wedding planners, photographers. I mean, you name it, I've seen them on Clubhouse. The beauty of Clubhouse is you get to curate the content that you're seeing. So that's one of the other differences between Clubhouse and, say, Instagram, is that who you follow determines what you see, what content you're shown. So for example, if you go into my Clubhouse account, you will see that a lot of the rooms that I have in my hallway, which is that first little space you see when you log in, it has a list of rooms that are currently active. They're all going to be around topics that are interesting to me because of who I follow. So a perfect example is our guest from last week, Katie Brinkley. So I follow her on Clubhouse. She hosts a lot of rooms about being a Clubhouse moderator. She hosts rooms about podcasting. She is in rooms about real estate and the housing market because that's who she serves. So because I'm following her, anytime she is in a room, whether she's hosting it or just listening as a listener, I'm going to see that room in my hallway. I am also following people who are business coaches. I'm following people who are podcasters. I'm following people who are social media experts and email marketing experts and marketing pros, because that's the content I want to see. So with Clubhouse, it's all about who you follow, and that curates the content that you get to see. They also utilize interest. So you can go in, and when you're setting up your profile, you choose the topics you're most interested in. So it's everything from sports and leisure, home, parenting, relationships, business, what country you live in, what language you speak. I mean, there's hundreds of different interests, and you choose all of the ones that you are interested in, and that will help to curate the information you see as well. So I follow several photographers on Clubhouse as well, and I will go in and I will see, the rooms that they are in. And there's a ton of conversations going on around different photography topics. I follow a couple people that are personal trainers, and I will see rooms all about personal training and physical health and nutrition and Peloton groups and all these different things. So because of who I follow, it's letting kind of the Clubhouse algorithm know these are the people that I have something in common with. Show me the content that they're seeing plus the content that they are being part of. And that's how you curate your feed. Now, obviously, I can search for other rooms. I can explore other places as well, but it helps to really kind of filter the content for me. So if you are on Clubhouse and you're feeling like it's not really fitting your needs, it's not helping you find clients, it's not helping you connect with people, really look at who you're following. So if you are somebody who is a boutique owner, then you want to make sure you're following other people who are boutique owners or other people who are in that similar industry. And the best way to do that is to go into your search feature and search for things like Shopify, online boutique, fashion, and find people that are going to be people that you might be interested in getting to know more about. You can read their bios, you can check out their Instagram page and their Twitter links, whatever they have linked in their bio. And if it's someone that you feel like this person is somebody I can learn from, or this person is somebody that I want to work with, then click the button to follow them. And that's going to help curate your feed. If you are going into Clubhouse and you are seeing that all of your rooms are rooms that have nothing to do with you, figure out who it is that you're following in that room and unfollow them. Now let's take that same idea of a boutique owner. And if you're on Clubhouse and you're thinking, okay, I own an online boutique, but I'm not really here necessarily just to get information. I'm also here to find clients. I want to make money. I want to drive people back to my Instagram feed. I want to get people onto my Shopify account. Can I use Clubhouse to find clients? Yes. The way that you would need to do that, though, is you would need to find rooms to go into where you can share about what you do, either by adding value, asking a question, or being part of a conversation. So a perfect example is on Clubhouse, I am using it to promote the Girl Means Business brand. So I talk about things like relationship marketing, my podcast, different products and services that I offer. And I go into rooms where I feel like my ideal client is. So in particular, moms who own a business. So I have found there are a couple of people who host rooms each week that are sort of like mom networking rooms. And what I do is I will go in there, I will become part of the conversation, I will raise my hand and get up on stage, I will ask questions, I will add value, I will answer other people's questions, and I will reach out to people through Instagram in their DMs. So if I go into a room and I see another mom in there who's talking about, a struggle she's having with using social media to grow her business, then I might send her a little DM and be like, hey, I saw you in X, Y, and Z Clubhouse room. It was so great to hear your story. I've got this really great free resource that might help you, or I wrote this blog post, or I have this podcast episode you might want to listen to. And it just helps to build that connection. So going back to the example of the boutique owner, instead of going into rooms where other Shopify owners or other boutique owners are spending their time, that could be great for education purposes, but you want to find people to follow that are your ideal clients. So if your ideal client is a busy mom who wants to look fashionable while she's going up to the school for PTA meetings or out running errands or having brunch with her friends, find those people on Clubhouse, follow them, get into the rooms that they're in, and start having conversations with them. Through those conversations and those connections, people are going to click on your profile. They're going to see what you do. They're going to go to your Instagram. They're going to see your page and all the stuff you offer in your boutique, and they're going to become followers. They're going to become shoppers. They're going to become your clients. So it's not always about going into this with the sales mindset. It's about going into it as a relationship marketing tool which is what I'm all about in my business. It's all about building relationships. And I know that there are people who have complained and gotten frustrated with social media and now with Clubhouse because they feel like it's not converting for them. And when I dive deeper into why is it not converting for you, the number one problem I see is that they are trying to sell their product or service every time they get on the app. When the reality is you cannot be selling all the time. You have to be relationship building. There are so many rooms that I go into where I don't even talk about what I do. I don't even talk about my business. But people hear me being part of the conversation. They click on my profile. They see what I do through my profile. They click over to my Instagram. They look through my Instagram feed and they become a follower. And that is what Clubhouse is all about, in my opinion. That is how you use it to grow your business. It's all about creating relationships with your ideal client, creating relationships with other business owners in your niche, and building out your network. There's that saying of your network is your net worth. And that has never felt more truer than it does right now. I don't think more truer is a phrase, but it's never felt more powerful than it does right now, because your network of people that are around you is going to make the biggest impact on your business. So building up that network, building out that community of people around your brand. So if you're going into it again, like I said, just to reiterate this point, if you're going into any of these social media apps, Clubhouse included, with the intention of selling your product or service, you're going to be disappointed. But if you go into it with the intention of, I'm going to build relationships that can turn into product service clients, that is how you're going to get the most out of your social media marketing.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hey photographers, are you ready to make 2024 your best year yet? Growing a business is tough. You're following all the successful photographers and experts, soaking up their best advice and downloading all their free guides, trying to replicate their success only to come up lacking, blaming yourself when their methods don't work for you. But the truth is, it isn't you. Free content and one-size-fits-all courses can only get you so far. What you need is personalized help and guidance, but that can get expensive. Well, not anymore. I've created the perfect solution to get you personalized results for less than $2 a day. Introducing the Focus Photographer Lab, a one-of-a-kind coaching membership that gets you one-on-one results for a fraction of the cost of traditional coaching. Inside the lab, you'll find the 3 C's to success: classes, coaching, and community. With classes, you gain access to a treasure trove of pre-recorded trainings and invaluable resources. With coaching, you get monthly live trainings and Q&A sessions, along with my favorite part, the weekly one-on-one office hours, where we get to address your unique questions and challenges. And then there's the community, where you get to connect with an amazing group of talented female photographers who share your passion, supporting each other and inspiring each other to greatness. The best part is it doesn't come with an expensive one-on-one coaching price tag. You get all of that for just $47 a month. You can even try it for free for 14 days to make sure it's a good fit for you. And there is no contract and no obligation. You can cancel at any time. So what are you waiting for? Head down to the show notes and click the link to learn more and get signed up today. And let's make 2024 our best year yet. Okay, so now that we've kind of cleared up a little bit about who it's for and how you can use it, I want to get into sort of the nitty-gritty of Clubhouse do's and don'ts. So if you're on Clubhouse or you're still waiting for that invite, I want you to be prepared to get the most out of your Clubhouse account. So let's start with some Clubhouse 101. So here are a couple of the mistakes I see people make and how you can avoid them. Number one is I see people jumping into Clubhouse and they do not take the time to set up their bio. On Clubhouse, your bio is going to be gold for your business. Now, here are a few key tips with your bio. You don't have a character limit. So like on Instagram, you only have so many characters. You have to keep it short and sweet. On Clubhouse, you can talk about as many things as you want. Now, the first 3 lines of your Clubhouse bio are going to be the most important 3 lines of your bio. That needs to be where you put the little elevator pitch summary of who you are and what you do. So if you are going in as that boutique owner, you want your first 3 lines to tell who you are, what you do, and how you help women. So you could say, owner of such and such boutique, helping busy moms look and feel amazing during every activity of their day. And that lets people know when they click on your profile picture and you're in a room somewhere and they click on, all they're going to see originally are those first 3 lines. And so you want those first 3 lines to hook them in. You want it to be something that's going to intrigue them to click the view full profile. And then that's where you can give them more of your content. So some of the best profiles that I've seen are ones that are really clean and organized, but that will tell you exactly what they do. They'll tell you a little bit about who they are, how they serve people, and where you can find them. So I like to organize mine in little sections because I've seen some where it's just like a big run-on paragraph and it's hard to read. There's too many things going on. So I like to have mine a little bit more organized. So again, if you're that boutique owner, the next couple lines could be, who I am and give some little fun facts about you. And then you could have a section about who I serve and you can kind of describe your ideal client there. I serve busy moms who want to look good, but also want to be comfortable when you're going from brunch with your friends to PTA meetings for your kids or soccer practice after school. And really, that's where you can speak to your ideal client, get really specific. The other key thing with the Clubhouse bio is that emojis are searchable. So in Clubhouse, when you go to the interests section, you're going to see that each interest they list has an emoji associated with it. So for example, if you click on like the little rainbow icon, that's associated with Instagram. So if somebody is an Instagram expert, they're going to put that little rainbow emoji in their bio, because if you go to the search bar and you put that little rainbow emoji in the search bar, everybody who has that in their bio is going to come up in your search feature. So include emojis. That's a really great way to kind of make bullet points. And then also using those keywords. So again, if somebody goes and searches for a boutique owner, you want to be able to come up. So using those keywords. If you serve things like plus size women, or if you do skincare products, or if you're a wedding photographer, make sure you include those things. And again, go search out for which emojis are associated, because some of the ones that we might commonly associate with different topics are not what Clubhouse associates with them. So for example, small business owner, if you're a small business owner, they use the paperclip icon to represent small business owners. If you're a parent, they use the teddy bear icon. And so those are just ways that even when you're talking about like the rooms that you're going into, people will use those emojis in their room titles so that you kind of know who these rooms are designed for. But using those in your bio helps you to become more searchable as well. The other thing with your bio is that links in your bio are not clickable. So if you're going in and putting in like links to all these different free offers that you have, they're not going to be able to click them and go straight to them. So you want to do a couple of things. One, you can either include those links, but make sure they are short and easy to copy and paste or easy to remember when somebody wants to go over to their Safari and search for it. Or what I've done that's been helpful is direct people to your Instagram DMs. So in my bio, I have 2 phrases that I tell people to DM me. So I'll say, DM me the word email, and I'll send you my free email marketing kit. And that way they don't have to go and try to remember girlmeansbusiness.com/email kit. They can just click on my Instagram, send me a DM with just the word email in it, and then I can send them the link to go download that free guide. So that's another way you can help to make it really easy. Now, the last thing with your bio is you want to connect it to either your Instagram or Twitter or both. Right now, those are the 2 accounts you can connect it to. I don't use Twitter, so I connect it to my Instagram. I have found that having one is more powerful than having both, just because people kind of end up getting sidetracked. They'll go to one, not the other. So figure out where do you want to send people and link to that. So I link it to my Instagram. Again, I'm telling people in my bio, send me a DM with this phrase and I will send you a free download. Or I've seen people say like, DM me the word Clubhouse and I will, send you a voice message with information on tips for making the most out of your Clubhouse buy, or whatever it is you want people to do. But again, if you're that boutique owner and you want somebody to DM you the word shipping, then maybe you give them a discount code for free shipping, or you want to say Clubhouse and they get a 15% off discount code in their inbox. And so make it super, super simple, because people are not going to go through and click off to other links. The second mistake I see a lot of people making is with their profile photo. So you want to make sure you're using a photo that shows off you as your brand, not your company logo. I see people coming into a Clubhouse that are new and they have their brand logo. Clubhouse is about building connections, and you can't build a connection with a logo. You can build a connection with a person. So your profile photo is going to be what people start to recognize when they see you pop into a room. So you want to make sure it's recognizable, it matches your brand, it shows your face, and it is on brand with your business. So some people will do a solid color background that kind of pops. So they can go into Canva. You can choose a background color that's one of your brand colors, take your favorite photo, use the background remover tool in Canva. So it's just your headshot basically, or whatever the photo is that you want to use, and then use that as your profile photo. I've seen some people will even go in and you can add your logo above your head if you want to a little bit, or put a circle. I've seen people do like a little circle arch around their head that kind of tells like what they do, like email marketing or business coach or Shopify manager, or whatever. So get creative, go look at what other people are doing on Clubhouse. Look for the profile photos that pop out and stand out to you. Go use that search feature. Search for people using the search bar and see which profiles and profile photos really get your attention, and use that as an example of how to create your own. And again, you want it to be something that will catch people's eye. The other thing I've seen people make a mistake with is they don't use the same profile photo on Clubhouse that they're using on Instagram. So I would say create one, or use one that you really love, and have it be your Clubhouse and your Instagram profile photo. Because if people are going to go from Clubhouse to your Instagram account, you want them to see that consistency, to be like, okay, this is Kendra on Clubhouse. I click on Instagram. It's the same Kendra on Instagram. I know I'm in the right place. Making it super simple for people to do that. The third mistake I see people doing is they are not using Clubhouse as a way to engage with other people. There are so many different opportunities in Clubhouse for you to get involved and to connect with people that it's really doing you a disservice if you're not using it for those purposes. So a couple ways you can do that. One is going into rooms and just being part of the conversation. If you're sitting in the audience and just listening, that can be great if you're going in with the idea of, I'm just here to learn today. I just want to get value. But you're going to get so much more value if you become part of the conversation. Don't be afraid to raise your hand, go up on stage, ask a question, become part of the conversation. That's where the magic happens. That's where you get to start to connect with people. They're going to start to recognize your face because they heard you speak in that room. They heard you ask a question that they had. They heard you offer value that helped them to do something, or they just heard you tell your story. And they're going to see you in other rooms like, oh, that's Kendra. I remember I saw her in such and such room. I want to go connect with her. So getting up and becoming part of the conversations is really, really beneficial. Once you get comfortable doing that, start hosting your own rooms. That is where you can set yourself up as an expert. That is where you can become somebody who people are going to see as adding value to the conversation. Now, hosting a room does not mean that you have to sit there for 30 minutes and share information. I've seen people do networking rooms where they're clearly just there to kind of moderate, bring people on stage, move people back down, keep the conversation flowing. And so if you're not comfortable with getting up there and saying like, I'm here to teach you how to do XYZ, start a room that's all about, hey, let's network with each other. What do you need help with? How can we help you as a collective? Go and see what other rooms people are hosting and figure out where you fit in. The other great thing about being on stage and building connections is you can find other people to moderate rooms with you so that you're not the only one on stage as the moderator. Find 2 or 3 other people that you've connected with and say, hey, do y'all want to host a room together? And that way it takes a little bit of the pressure off you. There's more people there to answer questions or help things run smoothly. And you don't feel like it's all eyes on you. But hosting rooms is a really great way to get to building more of those connections and increasing your following, getting more people over to your Instagram page, and turning conversations into clients. The next tip I have for building more connections is getting into people's DMs. One of the things I love to do is when I go into a room or when I host a room and someone is speaking and I think, this is a really great conversation we're having, or they're adding a lot of value, or that was a really great question, I will go into their Instagram DM and I have a couple sort of saved replies. And I'll go in and I'll say, I have a little one that's like, hey, I was in such and such Clubhouse room with you. I loved hearing you speak. I would love to connect more. I hope you're having a great day. Talk to you soon. And just that little message starts an ongoing conversation. The last week's episode with Katie Brinkley, that's exactly how our friendship started. Is I can't remember who reached out first, but we were in a Clubhouse room together. And I think she DM'd me and was like, hey, I would love to collaborate sometime. And then we just started this ongoing conversation. And so even something as simple as, hey, I heard you talking in this Clubhouse room and I really loved what you had to say. Thanks so much for sharing. It just opens up this conversation and it makes them go, oh, who's this person that just DM'd me? I'm going to go check out their Instagram. I'm going to follow them. And that leads to future collaborations, clients, things like that. And so taking it from Clubhouse to the Instagram DMs is really powerful. And I think that especially if you can do it while somebody is in a room with you, it's a really easy way to start building on those connections. You don't have to worry about going back later on after the room's done and trying to remember who it was. While they are speaking or while the next person's starting to talk, click on their profile, go to their Instagram page, type up a quick little DM, and then go back to the conversation. And so that's been probably the most powerful tool I've used on connecting Clubhouse to Instagram and building those connections. And it has led to some really amazing collaborations, as well as new potential clients and clients that have already purchased products or services from me. Before we close out this episode, I want to do a quick little kind of recap of what we talked about today about Clubhouse. So if you are new to Clubhouse and you're thinking, do I need to use this for my business? I really want you to ask yourself, one, how can it benefit my business? So going through all the tips we talked about today, will this benefit your business? And two, are you willing to put in the time and effort it's going to take? Because it is a new social media platform. It does involve spending time on the app, being part of conversations, getting into people's DMs, creating some content for people, creating your profile and all those things. So if you're already feeling super overwhelmed, this may not be the app for you right now. But if you are somebody who is excited to get in on the ground floor of something, if you love having conversations with people, if you feel like that relationship piece could really benefit your business, then I think Clubhouse is a no-brainer option for you. Once you are on Clubhouse, you need to be going into rooms, you need to be creating connections, getting in people's DMs, adding value, getting on stage and speaking, creating your own rooms to speak in. And you need to have a really, really powerful bio that lets people know who you are, who you serve, how you serve them, and how they can get in touch with you. As always, you can go over to my Clubhouse bio. I'm at Kendra May on Clubhouse. You can kind of check out how I have mine organized and laid out, what content I have in it. And as always, use that search feature to see what other people in your industry are doing as well. And then it's all about who you follow. So follow people on Clubhouse that are going to either serve you as an educator or a collaborator, or that are your ideal clients, because that's where you're going to find the most curated content for your business. If you have more questions about Clubhouse, you want to talk more about how it can benefit your business, I want you to reach out to me through Instagram or send me an email at girlmeansbusinesspod@gmail.com. And I'd be more than happy to chat with you. If you're on Clubhouse and you're struggling to use it or figure out how to set it up, then let's do a private room together. Send me a message on Instagram and we can set up a private Clubhouse chat for us to kind of go over all the different features of Clubhouse. I can walk you through how to use the search feature, the emojis, how to set up your bio, all those things, just let me know over on Instagram that you want to do a quick little private Clubhouse tutorial, and I'd be more than happy to walk you through that. All right, guys, that's going to do it for our episode this week. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some value out of this. And as always, you are more than welcome to send me a message and let me know your thoughts or questions. Don't forget to check out Katie's QuickBook for Creatives program. It is linked down in the show notes. And as always, if you loved the content you received in today's episode or any other Girl Means Business episode, please head over to iTunes and leave us a quick review and let us know what you thought. I would forever be grateful. All right, ladies, have a wonderful week, and I will see you back here next week, same time, same place.